Anyone who's experienced the trauma of stickering a board game, for example, Sekigahara, which is one of my favorite two-player games of all time, and I don't even like war games, but anyone who owns this game will understand when I say the idea of a game centered around stickering for fun, that just sounds like a descent into madness. But that's exactly what Cozy Stickerville is all about. On a side note, I also think this is one of my least favorite board game titles in recent years. I mean, Cozy Stickerville, really? Anyway, with all that negativity, why am I making a video about this game? Well, Cozy Stickerville has been nominated for the 2026 Spiel des Jahres, the coveted German Board Game of the Year award. You don't see a lot of soloable games being nominated for this award, so I figured let's find out together what all the fuss is about. To get started, we need to pick one side of the board. They're essentially the same. Just a slightly different background, but it really doesn't matter. It's double-sided because you can play this game twice. You know, your first time through the game, you'll play on one side, and then you can play it again on the other side. There's plenty of stickers for that. This deck here is the card catalog. They're numbered from 1 to 57, I believe, and you want to make sure you keep those in order. Don't shuffle those. We also have our supply of tokens, and then we have the 12 event cards for year 1. They have the little 1 on the bottom there, so you can just shuffle that deck up. And now we need to prepare for our first game by placing 8 starting stickers on either this side of this river or this side. So we can come into the sticker book. Right here on page 9, and there are 8 pairs of stickers. So for example, here you're going to pick either this one or this one. Your second time through the game, you'll use the other stickers. So I'm going to go through and pick these kind of at random. We can start here with our house. I kind of like this house, so I'll pick that one. Okay, there we go. And I don't know, they say it doesn't really matter where you place it. You just want to make sure you place them all, I think on this side of the river I'll go with. Already I'm not having a cozy time because I'm having to line up these stickers, which is very stressful. I think I'm going to go with the well. Now they do say to make sure you don't place across the seam because then you'll have a hard time folding the board back up. So that is a note. There we go. We'll want the well in sort of the middle of town, kind of. Gonna have a nice little garden there. Really placing these quite randomly. I like having a little forest area down here. And there we go, all done. I spread these out kind of randomly. You want to make sure that you don't overlap the stickers and overlap them over the board, just typical stuff. You have to make sure the background of the stickers match the terrain that you're placing them on. So, all of these had the green background. That means you couldn't place it on top of this rock plateau. Great, now we're going to turn to the storybook and we're going to read the entry for year 1. Shortly after arriving at your new home, you decide to reread Father's letter. You have lived off my fortune for far too long, and you have grown soft. Well, no more. It is time for you to learn the value of hard work. I am granting you a tract of land just south of Cheshire. It is empty and undeveloped, but with a little effort, you might just build something worthy of the family name. I expect that you will squander this opportunity, but it is my final handout. Father. You smile and roll your eyes. He does have a flair for the dramatic. You put the letter in your pocket and look upon a field of possibility. Okay, well, it sounds like we're playing as like a silver spoon-fed little brat, so that's too bad. We've gotten a massive handout from Daddy, and now we're gonna pretend like, we're gonna do some hard work here. Cool. So now it's telling us to gain 2 happiness and place 2 stickers from page 1 of the sticker book on the happiness track. All right. These are tiny little stickers, so this is not easy. There we go. We then gain starting resources according to these icons. So for the wood icon, we'll gain some wood. The apple icon will be food. So it looks like 3 wood and 3 food. If you're playing multiplayer, you would share this with the other players. And now we simply shuffle this deck, choose a first player, and we begin. Gameplay is super simple. Each round you have 2 phases. You have a morning phase and an afternoon phase. In the morning phase, you're just going to draw an event card. Let me give these another good shuffle. Now, I should warn you that there are going to be spoilers from this point on. So if you're interested in keeping this completely spoiler-free, you need to peace out right now. So we're going to draw a card, and we sort of don't want to see the bottom, so I'm going to cover up the bottom. A wanderer stops by, admiring all that you've built. Woo-wee! I've been living around these woods my whole life, and I ain't ever seen nothing like this. Could get used to it. For those of you who are new here, my voice acting and accent work is renowned around the world. So anyway, either A, let him live here, or B, politely ask him to leave. Read the matching effect, then discard this. I mean, on the one hand, if I ask him to leave, I won't have to do that offensive accent anymore. But no, we're going to go with A. We'll let him live here. How else are we going to exploit his labor in order to make more money? Okay, we get to place Wild Bill sticker, 5M. So we go to page 5 and we look for sticker M. Now, I'm not sure I want to have Wild Bill anywhere near my house. Yeah, he can kind of live over into the suburbs over there a little bit. And there we go. That is the morning. For the afternoon phase, we can just pick one action to take. And the available actions are just anything that have that little sand timer icon. When you see numbers like that, those are story passages that you'll read out of the storybook. And when you see a box like that with a number in it, that means that you need to draw that particular card from the catalog deck. Certain cards that you acquire might also have actions on them. To start out, I think it's probably most important that we check on the well, make sure that, everyone has access to water. So let's go into the storybook and turn to 27.8. Building a village is hard work. Maybe Father is right. Maybe you're not cut out for this. You consider tossing a coin in the well, wishing for good luck. Either A, draw up the bucket for a drink, or B, spend 1 gold to make a wish. Well, we don't have a gold, so I guess we're just going to drink the water, and that shows that we can perform another action. Okay, that wasn't exactly what I thought it was. I tell you what, let's come down here to this forest and let's see what this card is. We're going to get card 3 and check it out. So this just says to cover that particular sticker with 9C and then keep this card in play. Okay, 9C is just sort of an empty spot there. So there we go. We're just covering it up to show that, we've already done that. And this card is going to give us extra actions that we can do. So you can see here, we can gather fallen branches in order to gain 1 wood. Or we can hunt for wood. In this case, we just roll a die, and if we get a 1, we just get 1 wood. If we roll a 2 through 4, we'll get 2 wood. A 5, we gain 3 wood, and a 6, we'd read a story. There's also little spots for hearts at the bottom. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. And there we go. That's the end of the turn. So if we were playing a multiplayer game, then it would go to somebody else's turn. They would get to make the decisions. Since we're playing solo, we can just draw another event card and do that same thing 12 times, and then that will be the full year. The game is played over 10 years, and at the end of that, you're going to have a sort of final resolution to your story. There's absolutely no way that you can lose the game, but there are 5 different endings that will come up based on the choices that you've made. Let's see what our next event is. Just because you've never worked a full day in your life doesn't mean you can't. Either A, forage for berries, B, gather wood, or C, spend 1 food to gather lots of wood. Read the matching effect and discard this. Well, we have this ability here to get a bunch of wood, so maybe food is a little bit more important. So let's go ahead and forage for berries. So we flip it up and we see we gain 1 food. Very good. Well, I've got to say, I'm not sure what to use these resources on, so let's get a couple more stories going here. Let's see what's going on with this lake. It's going to be 35.3. This is the perfect place for a fishing boat. Oh my god, I am a rich bastard. You may spend 1 wood to cover 35.3 on the map with sticker 6Y. And gain card 12. Remember, use card 12A unless this is your second playthrough. Otherwise, perform another action. Sure, we'll spend a wood to get a boat. So we're going to cover that with sticker 6Y. Okay, almost got that straight. We're then going to get card 12A. So that is a good thing to note that there is 12A and 12B. So you always want to make sure you take the A on your first playthrough. Keep this card in play, and now as an action we can go fishing. We'll roll a die. If we roll a 1, we'll gain 1 food and discard all food from this card. If we roll a 2 through 6, we'll place 1 food on this card from the supply, a limit of 3. And then we'll choose 1, we'll reel in the fish, or we'll keep fishing. I see. So a little bit of push your luck there. Cool. So now we have a way of getting wood. We have a way of getting food. We are set. I don't want to spoil too much, so let's do one more event. You awaken to a golden sunrise and the approaching sound of music. A merchant sings a merry tune as her wagon crests the hill. Okay, keep this card in play, and we can sell food now. Spend up to 2 food to gain 1 gold each. Do not discard after use. And then at the end of the year, we will discard this and read a passage. Nice, so now we know how to get some gold. That seems like a great idea to do. So we can sell up to 2 as an action. And we'll get 2 gold. Now I can go back to the well if I want to spend a gold to make a wish. Let's do one more card, shall we? Keep this card in play. Newcomer Ambition. So 2 different actions we could take here. Bee Lover. If you have 4 or more flower stickers, 11A, on the map, discard this and gain card 11. Or we can do Money Lover. If 2 or more axe icons are on the map, discard this and gain card 10. All right, so now we have some goals. I tell you what, let's do the last action we have here on the board that we haven't seen. We'll go here, 15.7. The bushes are plump with blueberries, but a young deer is feasting on them. Either A, chase the deer off, or B, watch from a distance. I'm an animal lover, and we have plenty of food, so let's just watch the deer from a distance. Lose 1 food if able, and then cover 15.7 on the map with sticker 3C. All right, we lose 1 food. And check this out. We've got a cute little deer. That was totally worth wasting 1 food. I can't think of a better use for 1 food, in fact. So there you go. I think you get the point. That is Cozy Stickerville. I'd like to thank all the financial supporters of Totally Tabled, including the Totally Radical Hextra, John Kohler, Scott Myers, Kevin Qualls, and Jay Satterwhite, as well as the Totally Bodacious Brandon. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can join on YouTube or my Patreon at www.patreon.com/totallytabled. You'll gain access to my new exclusive podcast, Table Talk, as well as unboxing videos and whatever extra stuff I come up with. As always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.